Hello guys, this is Jarek from Course of Polish. Welcome to Noun Declension workout. In this video we are going to decline the word sklep, which means shop, in all 7 cases, both in singular and plural number. If you don't know what declension is, please go to the description of this video. You can find there links to my website and to my book, where I've explained this topic in details. So let's move to the declension. To decline the noun, firstly we have to know what gender it is. Sklep is masculine gender, so we are going to use these masculine endings. To use these endings, we have to take the stem of the noun and then attach the ending on the end. What is the stem of the noun? The stem is the noun without vowels on the end. In our case, sklep doesn't have any vowels on the end, so the entire word is our stem. So now we can begin to decline the noun. Let's start with singular number. The first noun, nominative, is the basic form that you can find in dictionaries, so we don't have to do anything, that's just sklep. The second case, genitive, gives us 2 options. We can use the ending u or the ending a. Let's read the rules to decide which ending we should use. The rule number 1. Used for inanimate objects, although there are many exceptions which use the a ending. So sklep is not an animal, it's not alive, so following these rules we have to use the u ending. So the form will be sklepu, sklepu. The next case, dative. Here we have just one option, ending ovi with a rule, rule number 9. Some nouns take irregular ending u. Sklep is a regular noun, so we are going to use this ending ovi. So the form will be sklepovi, sklepovi. Next case, accusative. Here we have 2 options. Either it's the same form as in nominative case or the same form as in genitive case. Let's read the rules. Rule number 3. Inanimate objects have the same accusative and nominative form. Alright, sklep is inanimate, so we are using the same form as in nominative. So the form will be sklep, sklep. Next case, instrumental. Here we have just one option, ending m, with optional e letter. Let's read the rule number 8. If the stem ends with k or g, then add additional e between the stem and the ending. Alright, our stem, sklep, doesn't have k or g on the end, so we are not using the additional e in our form. So the final form will be sklepem, sklepem. With this additional e, it would sound like this, sklepiem, sklepiem. Try to listen for the difference. Sklepem, sklepiem. Alright, so the correct form is without e, sklepem. Next case, locative. Here we have 2 options, ending e with an apostrophe, which means that we have to additionally soften the stem when we are applying this ending, or the second option, ending u. Let's read rule number 5. Use this ending for nouns whose stem ends with a hard consonant, except for k, g, and h. So what is a hard consonant? Here you have the entire table with all hard and soft consonants. You just have to memorize it. So if you look at the end of our stem, sklep, and on the table with hard consonants, you can see that the letter p is a hard consonant, so we have to use this ending during declension. Apart from applying this ending e, we also have to soften the ending of our stem. But what is softening? Softening consists of replacing the hard consonant with its corresponding soft consonant. So in our case, we are going to replace the letter p with pi, p, as you can see in this table above. So the final form for locative singular number will be sklepie, sklepie. Next case, vocative. This one is easy, it says that it's the same form as in locative case, so again it will be sklepie, sklepie. Alright, let's move on to the plural number. The first case, nominative case. Here we have 2 options, either ending e or ending e. Let's read the rule number 1. Use this ending for nouns ending with a hard consonant. We already know that sklep ends with a hard consonant p, so this is the ending that we should use. But let's read the rule number 2 and 3. Rule number 2. If the noun is a personal noun, soften the hard consonant. Sklep is not a person, so we don't have to soften the stem. And rule number 3. Some nouns describing titles or relations take ovie ending. Sklep is not a title or relation, so we don't have to use this ending. So we have to use the ending I. But how do we decide if we should use I or I? To decide this, we have to learn this rule. So if you read this rule, you can see that after the letter P, we should use the ending I. So the final form for nominative plural will be sklepy, sklepy. Next case, genitive. Here we have two options, ending ów or ending I. Let's read the rule number 5. Use this ending for nouns ending with a hard consonant or cy, dzy, je. So sklep ends with a hard consonant p, so we are going to use this ów ending. So the final form will be sklepów, sklepów. Next case, dative. Here we have just one option, so the form will be sklepom, sklepom. Next case, accusative. Here we have two options, either the same form as in nominative case or the same form as in genitive case. Let's read the rule number 7. If the noun is not personal, use the nominative case form. So sklep is not a person, so we are going to use nominative form. So it will be just sklepy, sklepy. Next case, instrumental. Here we have just one option, ending ami, so the final form will be sklepami, sklepami. Next case, locative. Here we have again just one option, ach, so the final form will be sklepach, sklepach. And the last one, vocative. It says that we have to use the same form as in nominative case, so it will be sklepy, sklepy. That was the entire declension of the word sklep. As a bonus, I've prepared for you 5 sentences that contain this word. At first, I will read it in English and then the translation to Polish. If you want, you can pause this video and try translating these sentences yourself. First sentence. I can't find a hardware store. Nie mogę znaleźć sklepu z narzędziami. Genitive singular. My sister works in a grocery store. Moja siostra pracuje w sklepie spożywczym. Locative singular. This store has the best prices in the area. Ten sklep ma najlepsze ceny w okolicy. Nominative singular. I plan to visit several stores in search of a gift. Zamierzam odwiedzić kilka sklepów w poszukiwaniu prezentu. Genitive plural. In stores like this one, you can find unique gifts. W sklepach jak ten można znaleźć unikalne prezenty. Locative plural. Alright, that's everything I've prepared for today. I hope that you've enjoyed this workout. Remember to visit my website and check out my book about noun declension. If you like this video, please leave a comment and thumb up under this video and subscribe to my channel for more future content. Thank you for staying here today with me and see you next time.